Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. Today I'm going to present on the project. Before we start, allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Nur Izatul Akila binti Abdul Malik.
I am Adria Brother. I'm Susanna Isna.
And I am Mila.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You may proceed.
My name is Kasih Adventure.
And my name is Vivek Santi Jasmine.
And my name is Kurnia.
Okay, so as for the introduction, as we know, from what we learn in this subject, the learning environment, especially the physical, emotional, and social, play important roles in contributing to children development holistically. So, to understand this concept, our group decided to visit and observe a preschool called as Kurnia Kasih Academy Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. So, for your information, this preschool actually focus on special needs students. Basically, is for students like autism, ADHD, something like that. So, from our observations, what we learned that the learning environment actually did contribute to the children development, which my group will explain in detail. So that's all from me. I will give you to the next presentation.
Okay, next. Understanding the learning environment. The first one is classroom layout. Okay, both they have two classrooms. Both classroom 1 and classroom 2 has clear supervision function. In the entrance, they have shoes rack. They share classroom 1 and classroom 2. They share this one, and then both classrooms have individual compartment set to store children's personal items. There is a stationery rack for organize daily learning materials, and this is classroom 1 and this is classroom 2. Yeah. A file rack is also provide to organize activity materials and development record. Next, learning takes place in two main rooms, which is classroom 1 and classroom 2. Each classroom include design learning zones such as practical area and sensory area, child size, coordination and leadership, encourage independence and self-help skills. Both classrooms have fixed circle time season. In classroom 2, the circle time in 10:30 a.m. and classroom 2 in 11 a.m. Next. The toilet is located in classroom 1. And they also have kitchen, which is located in classroom 2. Some breakfast time for both classrooms, which is 8:30 until 9:30. Lunch time for classroom 2 is 10:30 and classroom 1 at 11. They have different eating area. Okay, next. Physical environment. They have air conditioning and wall fan, bright and non-glaring lighting, shell size for table, chair. Next. Learning material. They have two: sensory material and practical area. My friend will discuss more details after this. Okay, next. Atmosphere, warm and orange learning atmosphere with consistent morning circle time that includes song and dance. This is circle area at classroom 1 and this is for classroom 2. Teacher use gentle communication and clear guidance to build children's confidence and sense of safety. Daily WhatsApp updates help keep parents informed about classroom activity. Parents-teacher meeting conducts twice a year for formal progress discussion. Next. Okay. Security or safety. They have CCTV camera placed at all corners to ensure continuous visual supervision. First, they also had first aid kit. This aligns with finding by Marshall that who emphasized that strong monitoring system enhance children's security and support better learning. Next. Okay. Critical analysis of the learning environment. The first one, a structured sensory environment support cognitive, motor, and sensory development. And two, circle type support language and social emotional development. Three, the learning environment, small ratios and 1-to-1 season support early intervention and differentiated learning. 4, an-inclusive approach encourage empathy, social functioning, and peer interaction.
This means the ideal feeder because children can observe object directly. So we can see the a little minor limitation is the absence of simple science experiment. Simple science experiment like the materials such as light, water, and magnet activity. So for children motivation, children were excited as they observe the turtle moving, touch the plants, and name animal based on replica. They also ask many questions showing the early scientific inquiry. The human body part poster was effectively used for matching activity. Next. Okay, the next one is sensory corner. So from the sensorial corner, I take from the Montessori education who is described by Dillard. It says that sensorial materials such as the pin tower, puzzle, and color tablet are essential for enhancing visual discriminations and logic, motor coordination, and concentration. So based on our observations, we found that the center provides the pin tower, as you can see here, the pin tower, and also a puzzle, but we cannot provide here because the limited space. Okay. After that, the sensorial activity was conducted during the free time only. This is aligned with the Montessori emphasis on freedom of choices. Okay, so for children motivation, children were highly focused while building the pin tower or completing the puzzle. Some repeat the activity 2 or 3 times until they success. This shows that sensorial activity helps strength, perseverance, and concentration, and instinct motivations. Next. So next we have a dramatic play corner, as you can see here. So for the dramatic play area, I take from the Pies and Daniels. They say that a high quality dramatic play corner, it will support the language skill, creativity, and also the student imaginations and social interaction. So from our observation, what we can compare there is the center provides a doctor costume, this one, and also a Chinese traditional outfit, belts, gloves, and also a hat. Teacher also use storytelling approaches where children act out character from selected story. However, the center did not provide props such as a mini kitchen set or a playhouse area. So for children motivation, children were enthusiastic about trying the costume and collaborating in a role play. They imitate dialogue, interact with peers, and showcase creativity. This activity enhances self-confidence and communication skill. So next, the last one. The last one is art and a craft corner. So Shah and Paramasivan, they have said that an art corner should offer a variety of media such as drawing, coloring, collage making, and a cultural art activity. So based on our observation, we know that The center provides weekly art themes such as occupations, and by the time we go there, their themes is stars. And they also carry out a collaboration Rangoli project, which is a traditional Indian art activity. So one important limitation is that children artwork was not displayed, even though showcasing artwork is a key features of high quality center because it boosts the students' self-esteem. So for the children motivations, children show high interest in drawing, coloring, and participating in the Rangoli activity. They selected color together and collaborate in filling the patterns. This activity not only encourages creativity but also foster cooperation and cultural appreciations. Thank you. Next.
Moving to the recommendations, there are 3 learning centers that we create. Firstly, is solitary learning center. So why we create this solitary learning center? Because we want to focus. Because mostly Kurnia Kasih academic children have special need, which is like autism, ADHD, and others. So the learning objective for this solitary learning center, there are 3, which is provide a calming space for emotional regulation. Second is promote independent self-soothing skill. And third is reduce disruptive behavior in the classroom. So as we know, mostly children with special needs, they tend to show like disruptive behavior, like disturbing their friends, crying, tantrum. So we keep this solitary learning center so they can focus on calm down themselves, like calming them, teacher, learning by themselves. Sorry again. But it doesn't mean their learning is by themselves. Still, it has the teacher, guidance and support. So what are the material that we focus on this learning center, which is visual books. Visual books is essential for children because they like to see books that have many pictures. Like if they pick like a book that have animals, teacher can still teach them what is the animals in the books. So learning is still happening in this learning center. So the second one is stress ball. This helps children with that easily have anxiety or panic attacks. Sorry again. So this stress ball, they can switch them to help them calm down. So it is help with children that have autism or ADHD. So the second one is headphone. It is helpful for children that are sensitive to noisy place. So like we know, in children classroom, they tend to be so noisy that sometimes teacher can control them. So this is affect children with special needs. So when the teacher put headphones at them, like this, they can put the headphones with the children. They show signs like they can adapt to the classroom. Teacher can bring them to this corner and listen to the music. When listen to the music, then teacher will show some like technique briefing, like to calm down them. So this is helpful for them in this corner. So as you can see, the roles of teacher can be seen as a facilitator, supporter, and observer. So what we expect to improve from this learning center is improve their emotional regulation, especially for children. And second, for increased independence, and lastly is better classroom participation. Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to present the second learning center, which is Art Learning Center. So the reason why we choose this Art Learning Center is because, as we know, the Kurnia Kasih Academy actually adapted or implemented the Montessori concept, which it's only focused on that concept only. So we thought and we discussed in our group, why not enhance the quality and improve the material that included or related to the arts. And
that students also can learn through arts, which they can increase or improve their creativity, but at the same time implementing the Montessori concept. So as you can see, from this learning center, we aim to encourage imaginative and creativity skills, and we also want to foster self-independence and decision making. And lastly, we want to promote sensory explorations through art-based learning. So basically, from this learning arts center, what we want to do, we want to give opportunity to the students to get to know, explore the arts. The arts material itself, so they can choose by themselves, but at the same time, the teacher provides support and guidance. And while they are learning from the arts, they also can improve their motor skills. So if you look at the layout, the first thing I will touch or I will explain is the cell. So the cell. So this one is actually for the material arts, where the material arts will be organized and labeled based on its area. For example, as for the basic art supplies such as colored pencil, pen and marker, and the second one, sensory materials such as Play-Doh, recycled items like boxes, bottle and caps. And lastly, paper and surfaces such as canvas, colored paper and easel. So easel actually a material that used to hold the canvas. So if you look at the area, we provide 3 different areas in this learning center, which is the first one is coloring area. This coloring area actually focuses on the student itself. We want them to be separated when they do this activity. As you can see, the table is separated and they can do coloring activity by themselves, but also with the support and guidance from the teacher. And we also provide anti-water mat. So when they do the coloring water and they spill the water on the floor, so the risk for students being fall down or getting hurt are low. And we also provide sink and bins where they can wash their hands and throw out the waste material. And second one, the DIY or do-it-yourself or college area. These 2 areas actually we give students choices where they can do whatever activity that related to arts activity. So, for example, in this area, let's just say they want to do the college activity. They can do it by themselves or they can do it in group with their friends, where they combine different art materials into new arts. For example, they combine caps, fabric, paper into a new art. And lastly, in this area, what we want the children to do is, let's just say they do DIY activity like playing dolls, creating maybe animals or monster, whatever they image at that time. And from this activity, what we want students to so that they can develop problem solving and innovative, and they also develop confidence and ownership. And lastly, it also can improve their motor skill and understanding basic concept. So basically, when they learn art activity, not only they can learn it at the school, they also can learn it at home. And as for the teachers' roles, what we want to do, as a teacher, we should provide support and guidance, where we encourage them to try new activities related to arts. And then we also should observe the student as well, their learning process. We want to ensure that they know what to do, they can create new arts, so we can take a picture or take notes for their development. And lastly, which is the most important rules, which is safety. What we need to do as a teacher, we should make sure that all the materials and whatever the students do are safe and non-toxic materials, something like that lah. So that's all for me. I will give it to the next presenter.
So the next is Outdoor Learning Center. So why this is? Because Outdoor Learning Center helps students to develop stronger physical coordination, focus and mental clarity through activity, movement and interaction with the nature. So the objective is to improve children with opportunities for hands-on exploration that foster holistic development and encourage physical activity and risk-taking through natural play, helping motor skill, and the last is also to promote social, emotional, and cognitive development by immersing children in a rich outdoor learning environment. So, in this outdoor learning center, the activity that we provide is playground, and the material is playground equipment like swing, slide, and so on. And the nature exploration, the material is exploration tools and natural objects. For the outdoor reading and shade, rest area is book, table, and shade. And the last is vegetable or herb garden. The material is like soil, seed, and small garden tools. So teacher roles on this area, on this learning center is as a facilitator and observe children and also ensure safety while encouraging responsibilities for the children. So the teacher is as facilitator, creating meaningful outdoor experience that supports children's independence. And teacher also observes children interest and scaffolding in learning accordingly. And teacher also ensure the safety of the environment while children take the responsibility in this activity. So the final is the expected outcomes include improved physical coordination and attention from activity outdoor play. Children also develop stronger social skill and emotional resilience through cooperative activity. And the last is children gain a deeper academic understanding and language skill by interacting directly to the nature. So I will give the next.
Moving to the issue and recommendation. So here are some of the pictures that we took at the school, and regarding some of the things that could cause some problems or issue in the future. Firstly, we have sharp people and sharp class, which could cause injuries in students. Next is the presence of very small toys, which could pose as children hazard. Next is the presence of glass bases inside the classroom, which could increase the possibility of breakage and injuries. Next is we also figured out that we found out that the doors and gates were not always locked, which is another issue, safety issue for the school. Next, the shelves are also not children friendly. It's quite tall, as you can see in the picture, and even I cannot reach the top shelves. Next is the presence of broken toys that are still kept in the classroom. Last but not least is the placement of the main socket, which is quite low and reachable for the students. As for the recommendation on how we can remedy the issue, firstly for the shelf table and shelf corners, it would be better if they can add some corner protectors or replace the finishes with more rounded edges finishes. Next, for the low and reachable electrical main socket, it would be best if they can install a lock safety cover and
restrict access to that area. Next, for the very small toys that could pose as choking hazard, it would be better if they can remove all the small items and implement a choking hazard screening policy. Next, for the glass vase inside the classroom, it would be better if they can replace the glass vase with shatterproof plastic or child-safe materials. Next, as for the shelves that are too high for the students, it would be better if they can lower the shelves or use cubby shelves to support the students' needs. Next, for the doors and gates that are not always locked, it would be best if they can implement strict access and it would be better if they can implement strict access control and keep the doors and gate locked all the time, especially during the class hour. Last but not least is the broken toys that are still kept in the classroom. It would be better if they can dispose all the broken toys immediately and introduce weekly material safety checks. Thank you.
So that's all from us. Thank you.